What if the saddest moment of your dog's day happens the second you walk out the door? Not when they're alone for hours, not at night, but that exact moment, when they watch you grab your keys, see you reach for your shoes, and their whole body goes still. And what they're feeling in that moment isn't what most people think. If your dog watches you constantly, follows you from room to room, or sits near the door long after you're gone, you need to hear this. Because what's really happening behind those eyes may completely change how you see your dog. You've seen it 100 times. You're sitting on the couch, and without doing anything at all, without calling their name, without making a sound, you feel it. That quiet, steady presence. You look over, and there they are, just watching you. Not begging, not whining, just looking. Or maybe it's in the kitchen. You move to the left, they move to the left. You walk to the bedroom, and within seconds those paws are clicking across the floor behind you. Some owners laugh it off. Velcro dog, they say. But there's something underneath that behavior that science is only beginning to fully understand. And once you hear it, you'll never see those watching eyes the same way again. Because your dog isn't just following you around, they're doing something far more ancient, far more emotional, and far more heartbreaking than most of us ever realized. Let's start with the stare. That long, soft, unblinking gaze your dog gives you across the room. You didn't call them. You didn't move. But there they are. Eyes locked on you like you're the most important thing in the world. Most people assume their dog is waiting for food, or hoping for a walk. And sometimes, sure, they are. But researchers at Azabu University in Japan discovered something remarkable. When dogs and their owners share a long mutual gaze, when they simply look at each other, both experience a surge in oxytocin, the same hormone released between a mother and her newborn child. Let that land for a second. Your dog staring at you isn't a dog being needy. It's a dog loving you, using the only language they have. But here's what most owners never notice. Your dog doesn't just stare at random times. Watch more carefully, and you'll see a pattern. They watch you most intensely right before something changes, before you leave, before you seem sad, before a storm comes, before anything in their world shifts. They're reading you, constantly, like a book they never stop studying. And that brings us to something even deeper. Something about what your dog is actually trying to protect. Here's something that might surprise you. To your dog, you are not just their owner. You are not just the person who feeds them or takes them for walks. You are their safe place. In behavioral science, this is called a secure base. It's the same concept studied in human infants, that one person in their world who makes everything feel okay. When that person is present, the world feels manageable. When they're gone, everything feels uncertain. Your dog experiences this in a very real, very physical way. When you're in the room, their cortisol, their stress hormone, stays low. Their heart rate stays calm. Their body is at ease. The moment you leave, studies show that cortisol levels in dogs spike. Their heart rate climbs. Some dogs don't eat. Some don't sleep properly. Some simply sit by the door and wait. Not because they're being dramatic, but because the one thing that made their world feel safe just walked out of it. Think about that the next time you come home and they react like you've returned from a year at sea. That's not just excitement, that's relief. But this is only part of the story, because the watching, the constant, steady gaze, goes even deeper than attachment. And what I'm about to tell you might be the most surprising thing in this entire video. Your dog cannot speak your language. They will never understand the words, "I'll be back soon." They don't know what work means. They don't understand time the way you do. They can't count the hours, can't mark the days. But they are master readers of the human body. Science calls it biosignal detection. Your dog watches your posture, your breathing patterns, the way you move your hands, the micro-expressions on your face, and they're building a picture of your emotional state with stunning accuracy. You think you're hiding it when you're stressed. You think they don't notice when you've had a hard day, but they notice before you do. Dogs have been shown to detect elevated cortisol in human sweat, meaning they can literally smell your stress. They track the rhythm of your breathing. They notice when your shoulders tense, when your jaw tightens, when your movements become slightly faster, slightly sharper, and then they come to you, not because they want something, because you do. That quiet nudge with their nose, the chin resting on your knee, the warmth of their body pressing gently against yours. That's not accidental. That's not coincidence. That is your dog reading you and responding. Now here's the part that gets really emotional. You probably have a morning routine, alarm, coffee, shower, keys, shoes, door. You've done it so many times it's automatic. You barely think about it, but your dog has memorized it perfectly. The moment your alarm goes off, they're already watching. When you move toward the bathroom, something in them shifts. When you pick up your keys, their whole body language changes. The ears drop slightly. The eyes go soft. The tail slows. They know what's coming. And the watching intensifies. Researchers call this pre-departure anxiety, the stress dogs experience in anticipation of being left alone. It actually peaks before you leave, not after. The cortisol starts rising when they read your signals, before the door even opens. Think about what that means. Your dog isn't just missing you when you're gone. They're bracing for it while you're still there. They watch you put on your coat and feel the dread rising. They follow you to the door, hoping, maybe this time you'll turn around. Maybe this time you'll stay. And when the door closes, some of them go to the window. Some go to your side of the bed. Some sit exactly where you were sitting, surrounded by your scent, waiting for a sound they recognize. And here's what breaks my heart about this every time I think about it. Slow down narration here. Let each line breathe. Your dog doesn't know where you go. They don't know what a job is. They don't understand traffic or meetings or deadlines or distance. All they know, in their entire emotional world, is that you were here. And now you're not. They don't know if you're coming back in an hour or a year. They don't have a clock. They don't have a calendar. They don't have the reassurance of knowing. All they have is the last memory of your face, the scent you left behind, the space on the couch that still feels warm. And they wait. Not because they have to, because to them, you are everything. You are the center of their world in a way that has no equivalent in human relationships. You are their morning and their evening, their adventure and their rest, their reason to be excited and their reason to feel safe. And every single time you walk back through that door, even if you were only gone 20 minutes, they greet you like proof of something they weren't sure they'd get. You came back. So we come back to the question at the beginning. Why does your dog watch you constantly? The real answer isn't one thing, it's everything. Layered on top of everything else. They watch you because you are their safe place. They watch you because their entire understanding of the world runs through you. They watch you because they've learned to read your signals, and they never want to be caught off guard again. But here's the deeper truth. The one beneath all the science and all the research. They watch you because they love you, not in the simple, surface way we sometimes use that word, but in the most fundamental, whole-body, every waking moment way a living creature can love another. Dogs didn't evolve alongside humans by accident. Over thousands of years, their brains developed a capacity for human attachment that is genuinely unique in the animal kingdom. They didn't just learn to live with us. They learned to need us, to orient their entire emotional world around us. That watching gaze, that quiet, steady following presence, is the purest expression of that bond. It means, you are my person. It means, I want to know you're okay. It means, as long as I can see you, I feel safe. And maybe, it means one more thing. The next time your dog stares at you from across the room, don't look away too quickly. Hold that gaze for a moment. Let it be mutual. Because in that exchange, something real is happening. something ancient, something that crosses the gap between two completely different species and creates something neither could have alone. And if you've ever felt in your lowest moments like your dog somehow knew, like they arrived at exactly the right time, pressed against you in exactly the right way, you weren't imagining it. They were watching, they were reading, and they responded to you, because that's what they do. Every single day, in every quiet moment, with every soft glance across the room, your dog is saying the only thing they know how to say. I see you, I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. Dogs will never speak our language, but they spend every day of their lives trying to understand ours, reading us, learning us, loving us in a way that is silent, steady, and completely unconditional. If your dog is beside you right now, look at them. Really look. That gaze looking back at you? That's not nothing. That's everything. Drop your dog's name in the comments. I'd love to know who's watching this with you today. And if this video made you see your dog a little differently, share it with someone who needed to hear it. Take care of yourselves, and take care of them.